super excited to do this run, and I hope other people are excited and possibly nostalgic for this game. Are we ready?
I'm definitely nostalgic for this game.
Are we ready?
We are.
Okay. All right, so we're going to be doing challenge mode. The goal is to beat level 30, and let's go. So levels, I've got the difficulty set to 8th grade and above because I have in fact completed the 8th grade, and also the level difficulty is set to in order instead of random, which makes things, a little more predictable and make a little more sense as a run. But this is a run that has a lot of RNG in which levels it picks, because right now it's asking us for pretty easy things, and also the troggles aren't showing up very fast, and that's great, but that's something that happens in the early levels. And things like factors of 5, that's not a very hard thing to do. It could get to the point where it asks us for like multiples of 13, and that is difficult, and we'll have to see what happens. And so we just get these cutscenes, and you just have to more troggles, I could talk about their different movement patterns. Oh, hey, you know what's the worst thing? Inequality. All right, so just gotta think about numbers that are not 5. So yeah, these basic red troggles, they move in a straight line. They're pretty safe. Except when that happens, sometimes there's like the safe spot, and they don't want to walk into the safe spot because they would be deleted, and then they turn a corner. So you can't be entirely safe around the red troggles. And I'm just looking for like the last number here. Here it is. Okay, multiples of 7. Dang. Okay, this is gotta think a little bit. And there are divisibility rules you can try to do for this, and none of them work for me. Like, none of them are things I can do fast enough. I just have to just divide by 7 a lot in my head. Fortunately, we can pause. Okay, so get a few of these easy ones.
Pausing accomplished, because since we're doing real time, like your timer's still running.
Yeah, I mean, pausing gives me time to think while the troggles are not moving. The disadvantage, however, is that sometimes the troggles are sitting on top of the number I need, and so if I stay paused, I'm never going to find that out. Sometimes the troggles are sitting on top of the number I need, and so if I stay paused, I'm never going to find that out. 182. 182. Now, another thing I can do is just kind of let the troggles wander around and replace numbers, and maybe they'll replace one of the answers I need to eat that I'm not finding with one that I don't need to eat. And so that would be great if that happens, because I am not seeing. Whatever the last one is. And so this purple troggle is one that goes around changing the numbers. Some of the other troggles can do that too, but the purple troggle does it constantly. So that can help. That didn't help.
Dividing by 7 is hard.
Okay, cool, we got it. All right, and now we're looking for things that are not 7. That's a lot better. And so I get a few from the edges first, and then I need to get away from the edges because that's where the troggles come in some unexpected place. And you get a few seconds of warning. Then, like, as the troggle warnings stack up, you start wondering, like, wait, have I already accounted for that troggle that's coming in? Okay, multiples of 9. This is a lot better kind of multiple because you can add up the digits and see if they're a multiple of 9. And so those kinds of tricks are, you know, the strats for this game. So you may wonder, like, how did I get into Number Munchers speedrunning? And I blame MagFest. There was a computer that was set up in their, like, museum room that was running Number Munchers, and someone said, like, hey, I bet Elliot could speedrun that. And then I sat down at the computer and tried it, and it was a whole lot of fun. And then I started, you know, figuring out, like, what the actual categories should be. And so this is the one that is kind of the most exciting category, is the challenge mode to level 30 on the highest difficulty. Hey, prime numbers. Prime numbers is a nice, refreshing level because it's always the same pretty much. The only thing that changes about the level is it keeps asking about larger numbers. Okay, I get a 5. That was fast. Okay, hey, more prime numbers. It's very important to remember that 1 is not a prime number, and this game will remind you of that. Factors of 14.
How often do you have problems with input errors? Like, oops, I hit spacebar, even though I obviously didn't want to.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Sometimes I like buffer too many inputs. The DOS game, fortunately, doesn't have a lot of input lag, so I don't tend to run into that too much. I also do a mode on the Apple II version, which has overwhelming input lag, and so that can be really hard to keep track of how many inputs you've buffered. And you tend to just move around slowly and carefully in that game. So like the Apple II version is the version that I remember from elementary school. It's the version that has the most nostalgia to it, but it's also like so much less playable of a game in retrospect. And it also doesn't have this challenge mode, and so you have to just choose a mode like Factors and keep doing the same mode over and over again. Oh, hey, I missed. Fortunately, we have more lives. You get an extra life at, I think, 1,000 and 10,000 points. Maybe there are more extra lives than that. I don't know. Okay, so these yellow troggles are the worst. They chase you. Okay, greater than 16. Back to the inequalities. Greater than 16. Greater than 16. I need that 19 by 1, but the yellow troggle is moving on to it. Okay, great. Equals 17. Let's grab some easy ones from the edges and then get away from the edge. So the green the green troggle that's kind of got the PogChamp face is kind of the best troggle. It only eats right answers and replaces them with nothing. So you want that troggle to stick around if you have any control over it, which you kind of don't. Okay, multiples of 19, everything is bad. So there is a rule for this. You take the hundreds digit, multiply it by 5, and add it to the rest, and see if that's divisible by 19. Which is still hard to do, but it's, you know, possible. Okay, 57, yes. Yes. 836 follows that rule. We know 950. How about 387? No. 836. Okay, just gotta think a little bit here. It's not 614, it's not 111. Oh, 893, that's devious. Okay. All right, greater than 19, a much better thing to ask about 19s. And you'll notice that basically with each increasing level, the number that it can ask about goes up by 1, in whatever mode it's asking about. Greater than 19. Got some 20s up there. Another 20 over here. The 21. 23. This looks greater than 19. Okay, great. Equals 20. And factors of 23. That's a wonderful thing to ask because there aren't many of those because 23 is prime. Awesome. Alright, onward to... Hey, the multiple's wrapped. So, I said that the levels just keep increasing the number they can ask about by 1. But for multiples, that's not the case. It never asks you about multiples of anything higher than 20. So after level 20, it just goes back to asking about multiples of small numbers again. So that's wonderful. I have this tendency to think that 42 is a multiple of 4, and it definitely isn't. So, I kind of dodged it there. Okay. Factors of 25. Good easy one. And as soon as I see 3 troggles on the screen, I can go around and eat all of the edges. The blue troggles are also nice because they are bashful. They will not walk towards you. Equals 24. Okay, not equal to 25. Got another inequality to do. Not 25. Not 25, not 25. Had a bit of a close call on the edge there. Snuck in there. Hey! They ate the last answer for me. So we just gotta find things that equal 26. We're getting close. That's me a bunch of easy ones here. And multiples of 9 again. So again, we just need to add up the digits. Up there, 180 over here. Oh no! got sniped on the edge there. Okay, snuck out of there, and I'm missing one. At least. 261. All right. Factors of 30. Not a bad level. The factors levels are all pretty nice. Got a 6. The 3 that you left back here. 10, 15. All right. Equals 29. I have this tendency to run in and eat the ones that the green one is about to eat anyway. But the time I spend thinking about the Truggle movements is time I could be spending thinking about numbers, so... Factors of 32. Hey, not too hard to spot. Over here, thanks. All right, 3 more levels to go. And equals 31. And so the goal of going to level 30 is one that we picked kind of arbitrary, and it's one that just made it, you know, a reasonably possible and comfortable run to do. Multiples of 14. Okay, well, gotta think again, because once again, it's a thing where I just have to divide by 7 in my head, but I only have to do it to the even numbers this time. Like this one, and this one, this one. 700's easy. Getting hung up on 574 for a moment. Yes. $504. 182. $154 is one of them. 504 is another. There's a 14 that they're sitting on up there. $623. No? Oh, it's odd. It's odd. Oh my gosh. Okay. There's a 56 there though. All right. Maybe the green one will just vacuum up whatever's left for me. Well, nope. The green one will just go get eaten. Fine. I need the 644. 616. Okay, not much left. I've been avoiding this 434 because I really thought it wasn't, but it is.
Are you aware that we're on level 32?
Oh! Oh my gosh. I missed a split. Apparently I completed the game. I completed the run. Cool. Thanks, Sil. Thank you for filling me in there. All right, so that was Number Munchers. I'd like to thank Power Up with Pride for having me on here. And I'd like to thank everybody who's encouraged me to do this run, especially Glitch Witch. And I will see you on later tonight with Giraffe and Annika. Thanks.